Hi everyone, it's Graham here, and at the moment I'm on board Britannia, Britannia P&O cruise ship Britannia. As you can see out there, it's a beautiful sea, and we're here during the sort of COVID pandemic in 2021. In what month is it now? September, and we're doing one of the coastal cruises on Britannia, so it's just going up and down the coast, and we've got one stop at Liverpool. But what I wanted to show you was, I thought this might be useful for people. It's the app, the app that you can get on board to book your dining, to book your theatre tickets, to book anything you want really. So I thought I'd just show you that. So this is the app, and when you get on board, you can download this app onto your onto your screen of your iPhone or your phone or your smartphone, whatever, or your tablet, and it's really useful. There are instructions in your cabin how to download the app and how to use it, or there are people on board who will help you to do that as well. So once you've clicked on the app itself, you can see that there's options for booking dining or shore experiences. You can check your onboard account, you can check your bookings, you can check your diary to see what you've booked and what you've got to do day by day. There's medical assistance, you can book a spa, you can book your entertainment, you can look at drinks menus, and there's also cabin services, and it tells you about Wi-Fi packages as well. So we'll say, for instance, that you want to book a dining venue. So you can see at the moment, this is in the afternoon, and the glass house, there's one guest in the queue. So if I wanted to join that queue, I would click on that and say that, and I'd join the queue, and then once the table is ready, they will ping you on the phone to tell you that your table's ready. Likewise, Meridian Restaurant, for instance, you can book that in advance. So the Meridian Restaurant is the onboard restaurant which is free to use, it's included in your price, and so is the Peninsula Restaurant. They're both freedom dining at the moment, so if you wanted to book a table in the Meridian Restaurant, for instance, you click on that and you get a sample drinks menu, and it says select a date, how many guests. So if you're 2 people, then you click on 2. If it's 4 of you, click on 4, obviously. Do you need wheelchair spaces? Now at the moment it says tonight they can't accommodate a party of 2 people, but if you get that and there's 2 of you, what we did last night, we asked about this at reception, and we clicked on the 3 guests, and they said yeah, you can do that, that's no problem. And so then it'll let you select the dinner. So you click on dinner and then you select what time you want to go for dinner. So yeah, so if it says that there's no tables for 2, then just click on 3 and they'll accommodate you then. So we found that quite useful to know. Also, there are speciality restaurants on board. For instance, Sindhu, which is a sort of Indian type restaurant, and there's also Epicurean, which is a fine dining restaurant. If you're lucky enough to book one of these on the first night, you will get it half price. So these 2 restaurants, Epicurean and Sindhu in particular, you have to pay for extra. It's not a lot extra for the stuff that you get. It's really good, really nice meal. Epicurean, for instance, is sort of fine dining, and it's very nice. and we were lucky enough to book that on the first night, and we got it for half price, which on this particular cruise it's normally £28 per person. This was £15 per person, sorry, £14 per person, half price. So yeah, that was really good. So if you're on board the first night, it's worth checking to see if that offer is actually on at that on your particular cruise, because I don't think they do it for all cruises, but it's just worth checking. It's worth saying, of course, that you can still book your restaurants via the phone in your cabin, or you can pick up or you can actually go to the restaurant and ask them if they've got a table. Well, particularly the free to use restaurants, which is Meridian and Peninsula. You can go to the restaurant, ask them if they've got a table. If they have, they'll get you sat down straight away, but if they haven't, they'll give you a buzzer, so you can go and take your buzzer with you, go and have a drink in the bar, and once your table's ready, they'll buzz you, and the buzzer goes off, and then you know your table's ready. So you can still do that. You don't have to use this app, but we've found it very useful. So going back to the shore, to the main front page again in the app, there's shore experiences you can book, which you're booking exactly the same way. You can check your onboard account, which will tell you how much money you've spent. If you're lucky enough to have onboard credit, then it will tell you how much money you've got left on your account, on your onboard credit. You can look at your bookings, so we'll have a look at that, for instance, just to give you an idea. So I've booked Sindhu for Friday night, and so you, as I say, you can book it when you get on board or whenever you fancy, and book the time you want. So we've booked it for Friday, and if you want to, if you change your mind, you can cancel the booking as well. We've also booked an excursion, which is a city walk through Liverpool, and with a beer tasting. So we're looking forward to that when we get to Liverpool. You can book the Limelight Club. We actually booked that but cancelled it again because it wasn't the act that we thought was going to be on. So we cancelled that one. That one's, the Limelight Club is £25 per person. I think it was half price on the first night, so it's worth checking if you want to go to the Limelight Club that there's got an offer on the first night. But if it's not the first night, on our particular cruise it was £25 per person, so you get a 3-course meal with entertainment included. We booked the Meridian last night. That says completed. So it shows you what you've booked and what you've booked previously and what's been completed. And we went in the Epicurean, which is the one of the select restaurants. And as I say, we booked it the first night because they had this half-price offer on, and we were lucky enough to get it for half price. And it's worth going in these select restaurants if you want to. This Epicurean is fine dining. It's really, really nice. So yeah, so you can check on all the things you've booked. There's also a section called My Diary. So that will tell you a sort of day-to-day things that you've got coming up. So tonight, for instance, we've booked the Headliners Theatre, a show called The Sound of the Underground. So we booked that at 10:30, so that's what we're doing tonight. If we'd got a meal booked, it would tell you there, but we haven't booked our meal yet. We'll do that later. Tomorrow we've got the Beatles Celebration, and then Thursday we've got the City Walk with beer tasting. Friday we've got Sindhu dinner at 7 p.m. So it's just as it says, it's a diary really of all the entertainment or all the bookings that you've got for dinners, etc. So that's quite handy to look at as well, in case you forget what you've booked. You can also book spa or entertainment, and you can look at drinks menus. So we don't have menus now at the moment anyway in the bars, a drinks menu. I think you can ask for one, but they don't put them on the tables because of COVID, because of everybody touching them, etc. So for instance, if you want to go to Brody's for a drink, you can click on Brody's and you get all the drinks there with the prices, so you know exactly what you're drinking and how much it's going to cost. So there you go, that's quite nice. So you don't have to look at the menu when you go in. You can just look at your app and decide what you want, and then tell the waiter. It's all table service, as always, as it always has been on these cruise ships. So you just sit down, you wait for the waiter to pass you by, which they do very, very frequently, and you give him your order and he'll come back with your drinks. Simple as that. And you take it off your cruise card, which goes off your account. If you've got onboard credit, they'll take it off the onboard credit first, and once the onboard credit is exhausted, they'll start taking it out of your account, which you've already registered a credit card or debit card for. So there we are. That's the app. I think I've just about showed you everything. It's quite good. We found it very, very useful. You can see the Wi-Fi packages as well, which you might find interesting. We found it very, very useful just to click on what we want and book what we want and look where we are in the queue if we're in a queue. So it's quite good, that is. If you're not sure how to use it, there are people on board who will show you, so you don't have to worry about it. But as I say, all these things can be, you don't have to have this app. All these, if you haven't got a smartphone for instance, all these things can be booked via the phone, or go to reception, or go to the actual restaurant themselves and book these things. So you don't have to have this app, but if you have got a smartphone and you want to try it, it's very, very useful. So I hope that's been of help for some of you. So if you're lucky enough to be going on a cruise, enjoy your cruise, because we've found it really, really good. We were a little bit worried about how things would be after COVID. This is our first cruise since all this COVID business started off, and we were a little bit worried, but we've found that we've felt very, very safe, really. And the staff and the crew and everybody do everything they can to keep you safe. So if you're going on a cruise, enjoy your cruise, and we'll hopefully see you on our next video. Cheers for now.